Hey, Whamo, why don't you hit record before you start doing stuff? That's probably a good idea. Derp. Hey guys, how's it going? Whamo here. Welcome back to Factorio. Look at our mall. It's doing well. And doing stuff. Yeah, my logistics robots are feeding me the stuff I tell them to feed me. So that's nice. I definitely just didn't do 15 minutes worth of talking and then realize I wasn't recording. That definitely didn't happen. Okay, so I bust batteries. Batteries are on the bus. I kind of reworked a little bit in here, and we're going to have to rebuild this oil section before too long. Look at this mess. It is a massive mess, and it can be scooted back by, like, 2 whole blocks. So, you know, it needs to go back. That's like 2 hours worth of work. Not going to do that today. Today, we're going to build yellow science. And what does yellow science require? Well, you'll see right there. It requires, well, barring the battery and the copper cable, which are both single machine stuff, or direct insertion even sometimes, it requires processing units and speed modules, the bottom two there. Blue circuits and speed modules. Blue circuits require 20 green circuits and 2 red circuits, along with sulfuric acid. That's kind of a side note for now. So this requires a lot of red and green circuits. Now, if we look at speed modules, they also require red and green circuits. So this entire science is super red and green circuit heavy. We don't have a huge production of green circuits right now. It's not massive. It's enough to get us by, but you know, it may need to be upgraded for this science. It depends. Does it produce 2 at once? Okay, so this does produce 2 at once. That is helpful. The copper cable we're going to have to worry about as a heavy throughput item. Essentially, if you do direct insertion on that, it's not going to be able to keep up with the production. I'll show you what I mean in a second, but before that, let's look up here. I just bussed over the stuff we need and realized I wasn't recording. So you need, I'm going to dual row the red circuits and the batteries. If you can't tell, those are batteries next to the red circuits. See those there? Green circuits are going to take their own row because we need a whole ass ton of green circuits. A whole row may not even be enough. It's hard to say, considering. And we're going to need the copper cable. We'll also need the sulfuric acid, which I have on the bus down here, but I have not brought over here quite yet. We'll bring that over where we need it because the way the machines work, yeah, it's just easier. It's easier to run it along the line. I'm pointing up. It's easier to run it along with sulfuric acid in between the machines. So like in here, it's easier to run it than to try and bust it along the side, just because of the way pipes work, I think anyway, personally. So we're going to have to leave 3 spaces between machines when it comes to green circuits. But, okay. So these can be made anywhere. We can look at these. They can go wherever we want. We can use red inserters to direct insert them to the science machine if we want to have the science machine on the same line as these guys, which we probably don't, actually. So the reason we probably don't is because of the high throughput item of the copper coils, which we're going to have to build a whole shit ton of. Yeah. It requires 15 copper plates to make one science, or 2 science packs, actually. So 7.5 copper coils per science pack. So, we need to make the speed modules. Let's just bus this stuff, shall we? So we run a little mini bus like we've done with everything else. Little short bus action. Yeah, we probably should. So let's start with this machine up here. Go ahead and make this one doing speed modules because it doesn't really require anything. And we're going to have to balance these separate as well. Because I don't think the balancing is correct. It's a good thing I put these on this side. Red and green will just feed that power, and you see how slow these create. They are fairly slow creating things. 15 seconds or 15 units, I'm not even sure if it is seconds. The science itself takes the same amount of time to do. Slightly less, actually, amount of time to do, which means we're going to need 1 of these per science machine. Which kind of makes sense, actually. So these take 14, which is the same amount as basically the last 2 sciences there. Which means we can just get away with 3 machines producing. So if we've only got 3 machines producing, we can get away with 4 of these things producing speed modules, right? Like so. 4 of those, actually, you know what? Think about that. Let's go ahead and drop 2 down here because they're so, I don't really need to worry about the closeness of the bus to them. So let's drop those down there, I think. Yeah? Yeah. So there's that. Easy peasy. Should we do 4 of them? Yeah, let's just make 4 of them. Also, you can just shift right click, to save the state of this one and shift left click on this one to build the same thing. Yeah. One of those things I really didn't use a whole lot, mainly because I didn't know too terribly much about how it worked, but yeah, it really doesn't matter. Okay, there's 4 of those. So that will power our, oops, I put my belts away for whatever reason. Get back in my inventory, there we go. So that will bust the circuits that we're gonna need. Okay, now we need the processing units. Gonna have to have a 3-tile gap in between them because it's just, yeah, that's how the piping is gonna work, basically. So 3 machines of that. Okay. That's easy. We make these, making that. Shift right click, shift left click to copy and paste the state. There we go. And then we can rotate around the little outlets here and pipe this shit up. So this is what I was talking about when I was talking about how we were gonna pipe them. You see how that works? It just carries it along this center line, so it kind of keeps it out of the way. This one will be to stop it, stupid fly. Bring it in from the bus. So yeah, that's that. Easy enough. We just continue our lines up here. There we go. Moved all that shit out of the way. Okay. Now this isn't generally how I build this stuff. You'll notice that I build everything in like modules. Like one section can do one machine, another section can do one machine. This would be the way that you build it, the modular way, so you could just stamp down more and have more production. It's the way to do it. It's the right way to do it, as opposed to doing it like this, where you're doing it in sections, because this way I can't expand this. I can't stomp this down. I can't build another section of this. I mean, I could, but I would have to rework stuff in between to make it work right. So this is going to be the max throughput that this machine does, or that this science wing here produces, which is fine for this stuff. And mostly because we're kind of running out of something that we really need to have, so kind of got to worry about that too. So we need to get this done quicker. Okay, there's production started on all that business right there. What else we got to worry about? The batteries and the copper cable. I think I may yet run direct insertion on that copper cable. Farfignugan, how long do they take to make? They take a 0.5 to make, so they're not super long to make. Let's work this out here. 30M at 0.5 to make is, 15. Guess it depends how fast inserters move, doesn't it? Because they can be made almost at exactly the same pace. If I put them in a assembly machine 3, they'll produce slightly faster. So this may be a use for an assembly machine 3. I'm going to grab some of these tier 1 thingers here. These allow me to produce assembly machine 3s, BT dubs. We'll build 3 of those. Okay. Those will produce the copper cable that we need for this. That's batteries. I don't know if I have exactly the production I need on batteries in order to supply this, but it really doesn't matter at this point because we're going to rework that whole oil situation shortly anyway. Do that. And we'll go ahead and remove this. I kind of was a little premature with my copper plate busing. Bring copper plates out. And then we'll put up these machines here that we're going to use. Back them off the line just a touch. I'm going to direct insertion on the copper cables, so that's fine. Everything else looks fine. Yeah, that should work. Direct insertion on copper cables, run the FAR for the... Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so we go our assembly machine a 3 right there, and we can butt this straight up against that. So, and like so. I know it's hard to tell the difference between assembly machine 3s and 1s and all that fun stuff, but yeah, you're just going to have to trust me that that's what they are. Okay, so that's all our machines set up right there, using the shift-click options to set the parameters on those. Alright. So we just need to throw some inserters on these and continue the bus out. There's that, and it's probably good that this is by itself because the blue inserters will grab faster than really any other inserter is going to grab. Aside from stack inserters, which if I find myself needing, we may have to put stack inserters on these, but I doubt that'll happen. We'll see. Alright, let's power this thing up here. Is that going to work? Can I put that everywhere in there? Oh, look at there. That makes the power situation kind of nice, huh? Look at that. Okay, let's power it up. Now this should be able to handle this production. Should. I say should. My numbers weren't exact, so you never know. A lot of stupid shit happens sometimes. Probably should put my science taker outer thingies here. There we go. Take that science out of the machines and let's see it. Let's see if the machines continue working. The blue machines are the one that we're looking at here. Probably keep an eye on these guys, see if they're loading up. So maybe you don't strictly need assembly machine 3s here, because you'll notice that they are done producing. And these things have more than enough. So, might not need that. Yeah, those produce stupidly fast. So, given that those are such expensive machines, let's go ahead and stamp them back down with assembly machine 2s. Because those, it looks like it had plenty of time. Should be just fine. So it looks like we're waiting for blue circuits to come down. Oh, and while I'm here, I do have a whole shit ton of these logistics robots in my inventory, so we're just going to dump about 100 of those into the logistics network. Just because, I built 100 of them. Might as well put them in there. Look, here comes a big line of them. Look at them. Look at them. There they are. Oh, can't get me. Can't get me. All right, enough fucking around. Look at all of them. Oh, believe me, it gets a lot worse once we get into this yellow science. All right, let's take a look at you now that maybe you've had a chance to load up. Are you all producing like you should? Well, we got plenty of speed modules. That's a plus. Definitely good on those. I might add one more to... I'm looking at this. I don't think any of these... None of these need batteries to work. All these need is circuits, right? Yep. Yep. Didn't need to bust batteries over there. Good job, Whamo, you fucking idiot. You saw nothing. This is how this was from the beginning. What are you talking about? I didn't do anything stupid there. Yeah, we're waiting on blue circuits. Definitely waiting on blue circuits. Is it? Oh, because it takes 3. Jesus Christ, Whamo. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. So this is enough to supply 1. Well, maybe 1.5. So we're gonna have to do more of these. Thankfully, because I built it like that, you can just take this here blueprint, grab a little chunk of this, and you know, just kaplunk, stamp her down. NBD, NBD, baby. Look at that. Build away, guys. Build away. Oh, I should replace that. So that's 2 more. That shouldn't be enough. Let's build another grouping of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's build another grouping of 2. Push these turrets up a little further. Did I run out of power poles? How did I run out of power poles? Oh, because I'm not producing power poles. Probably a good idea to start producing those, huh? No? There's that, and green circuits aren't even making it down here. Look at that. What do you fucking know? Running short on green circuits. Who could have called that one? Certainly not me. Fucking Jesus Christ. Okay. It's not one thing, it's another. I knew the circuits were going to become a problem with this. Oh my god, look at how much green circuit that's taken. Okay. Let's beef up our green circuit production, shall we? We'll shift right-click this blueprint here. Grab it out. Thankfully, I think, you know what we can do? Well, first and foremost, let's build a bunch more medium power poles. I think we can just... That's not green circuits. This is green circuits. Jesus Christ. You should be able to just grab this. And I think there's room to the right. Oh, look at that. Thing of beauty. I think there's room over here. We can straight up just flip it around and just build it again, right? And smash it into that other assembly line, I think. Do it, kids. Build that shit. Oh my god, look at my assembly robots go. Did I finish busing my science? Did I do that thing? Anybody see yellow science on that belt? Jesus Christ, Whamo. It helps if you finish doing things that you start doing. Did I finish busing the science? Nope, there it is right there. See it? See it? There it is. There's the science that I never finished busing. Smart. Real friggin' smart. Alright, well, that works, I think. That's our science finished busing. Thankfully, I can just ram it into the blue bus, which I did fix. So, that makes that easier. Okay, let's re-look at our green circuits now. Sorry, a little aside there. I do that a lot. Oh, look, it's not producing. I wonder why it's not producing. Oh, I wonder. Probably because the inserters are wrong. The inserters are incorrect. This needs to be a blue inserter. This needs to be a blue inserter. All the inserters are pulling from the wrong sides right now. Okay, and I think that's us. Oh, wait. There we go. The line was backwards there. Okay. Everything is producing. All these machines are running? Yes. All those machines are running, and that's going to eat my copper and steel. Look at the that's like continuously running. That's like a full line of both. Oh boy. Spendy. Which we're going to run out of copper here sooner rather than later. BT dubs. Our steel will be okay for a while because I secured that new patch, but the copper is going to be a problem. So is the coal, for that matter. Now then, let's see how that supplies our production over here. See, there it is going into the red circuit production area. Let's just take a look at that. That is fairly backed up, but it's still using a bunch of green circuits. Man, that's a big red circuit production area. Holy crackers in a box. Crackers in a... Yeah, that's fine. But, more importantly, let's wander over yonder way and see if we're getting anything down to the end of this line, which we should probably check by deleting this and putting in another one. There we go. We're getting any circuits down here to the end? Boy, not a lot. Fuck, you need about a full line of circuits, don't you? See, I told you green circuit production was going to be a big deal in the early game. There comes a whole bunch of them. Well, what the hell made the difference there? Why don't we get a burst of them now? I don't fucking know. Well, there they went. They're all gone now. Shit. Because these things they're hungry. They require 20 green circuits apiece. So you get these big bursts, and then they just get grabbed up by the first fucking machine that can grab them. And the second machine sometimes gets fed, and the last machine gets fed occasionally. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. So we almost need a full line of green circuits going into that thing. Okay, so I know what I need to do. I need to increase my green circuit production again. Alright, I can do that. Oh, and we should start researching on the thing that I wanted to start researching on, which is... Where is it? The thing that's going to allow me to get to resources that I did not have access to before. Artillery, there it is. Which we need military 4 for, so 4. Get it? Ha! We need military 4, so we're going to research military 4. And then we're going to research artillery. Oh, why are you guys all busted up here? We're also going to push this line back. You see what it is right now? Hold on. Let's do percentages. Let's do quick math percentages. How much of that line is filled and how much is empty? It's probably what? 70% full, 30% empty? It's probably generous, but you know, it's fine. So what we need to do is increase this by 30%, which is about that chunk there, huh? This chunk here. You see what I'm getting at here? You see how I'm doing this? This is how you play by the seat of your pants. So I can just grab this. We'll say that chunk. Is that about right? Well, hold on. Let's actually walk down so we can see the whole goddamn line. So about that chunk. Yeah, that's fine. We'll grab that chunk. And then we will just kerchunker down. So let's kerchunker down like that. There was something in the way. What did I see that was in the way? I don't know. I guess we'll find out shortly, huh? Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go, and there we go. Now then. That is a massive production of green circuits. Well, I mean, that's average production of green circuits. It's about what you'd expect. Are we getting resources all the way to the end? No, we're not getting copper all the way to the end. Isn't surprising in and of itself. Is there anything yellow belted here that's having problems? No. It just looks like I'm maxing out a full line of copper to do this. Yep, sure am. So that's limitations of circuit production based on the speed of a belt. Now this is the first time we've run into this. This is the first time we've run into having troubles with production based on the speed of a belt. What I can do, because these two... Okay. So you see, this is just based on simply how the logistics... Why is there iron in my copper? There should not be iron in my copper. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Hello? Anyone? Why is there iron in my copper? That is a oh my god, look at all the robots. That is a, that's not a good sign. Why is there iron in my copper? Okie dokie, okie dokie. That will clog up lines. If you get the wrong thing... Yeah, see, look, we have this going on here. The fuck is that coming from? How? Hello? What? What the... Yeah, we're gonna run out of copper here shortly. Damn it. Get out of the line. Get out of the line. Fucking damn it. How did this happen? Well, excuse me while I run through every single production line that I have and remove the iron from the end of it. The hell? It just looks like it was just one little burst of iron. What? Where did that even come from? How? Nothing here is possibly sitting on top of an iron patch. I have no fucking good gobbledygoodness idea how that happened. But also, look at how out of fucking copper we are. We are so out of copper, it's funny. Well, that's the best I can do off that copper patch. She's gonna be empty shortly, and it's gonna be a problem. Okay, back to what I was saying, though. Before I noticed that we had iron in our copper line for whatever fucking reason, we can do a thing here. What was it that I was gonna do? What was the thing I was gonna do? Yep. That was... Oh, we can dedicate... Okay, so we can dedicate this entire line. Let's get this research going, like, now. We need artillery. We need artillery. 100% need it. You see it requires 2,000 research, but artillery... Well, I'll talk about it when we get there, but it's going to allow us to take care of this business here. It's going to make it so we can secure resources outside of this base. I could do the same thing with a tank and a lot of time, but I don't want to take the time to do that. It's tedious as fuck, and it's slightly risky and not very fun. What I was going to say we can do here, we can dedicate an entire line of copper strictly to this. This will take that entire line of copper. See this? This entire line is going to feed that now. Just that. I don't know if that's the right call or not, but it will make sure at least that we have a full line of copper going in there, or at least as close as we can get realistically to a full line of copper. I need to pull this off of here too. Get rid of that. There we go. So basically an entire line of copper dedicated strictly to circuits. Neat. Let's see if that solves our problem. Iron is fine in this area, by the way. Oh fuck, look at that load up of iron in the backside of the copper line. That's cute. That's real fucking cute. That may have actually solved it. Or at least put a band-aid on the broken arm, if you will. It definitely allowed some to get further down. But yeah, if nothing else, it loaded up our green circuit production, so you can see our green circuits are doing better than they were. Let's go look at our end of production here. Oh, and actually do what I meant to do, which was clean out my copper lines. Oh, cool. So now the deficit is on red circuits. How are we running short on red circuits? What did you need from me, base? I knew this would happen when I rushed into that science. I knew it would happen. Look at that. Look at how much on the left side of the screen there. The red circuits are gone. And there wasn't any iron in my copper line, surprisingly enough. Well, there was some, but I mean, not a whole lot, which is weird. Very weird. First of all, let's make sure all of our red circuit assembly machines are working. And then, let's walk down to our science producers down here. And you see all these speed 1 modules? Let's just gobble them up like a kid at a candy store. Omnomity nom nom, omity nom nom nom. Diabetes for the win, but this time based on speed modules. Oh, I love it. It's so yummy. Look at my fucking speed modules I have. Why did I do that? I want to build a whole bunch of assembly machine 3s, which is going to require regular circuits. Give me all of these right now in my belly. Om nom, nom nom. I love doing this, by the way. Just gobbling up your production line with this stuff. Get iron. Om nomity nom nomity om nom. There we go. Okay, let's produce a bunch of assembly machine 3s. A bunch is maybe an overstatement. Let's produce like 10. 10 assembly machine 3s. Again, they're spendy. They're not cheap to make. So, how you would normally increase production of something like this, let's just look at how fast these lines are moving, just to make sure I can handle this kind of throughput. Yeah, I think we're fine. So normally to increase production of something like this, you would take this line, this assembly line here, and you just extend it, right? That's the whole idea behind main busing, is you can just extend if you need more. Simple, easy, but in this case, this line is getting a little ridiculous. It's one of my longer lines aside from my smelters. And I have another option. Much like we did early in the game with the red science packs, where we put the better machines onto them, we can do the same thing here. We can take our assembly machine 3s here and slap them where the other ones were, and they produce, you know, 50% faster. So we look at how fast this one's going. Hey, see how fast, you get an idea for how fast that's going. Now look at how fast this one's going. See the difference? You probably can't tell. But when you're talking about, I think there's 16 machines on this line, it's going to make a difference. So let's just slap all these down here and see if that helps at all. It will, but not nearly as much as I need it to. So there is all assembly machine 3'd. That will increase production slightly. Like I said, not enough to matter. Let's see if our wire producers can keep up. Yes, our wire producers can keep up with that. That's good. Follow the increase in production down the line, and we'll see. We should see maybe 50% more circuits. Nah, it won't double the circuits. It'll give more, but not nearly that many more. Wow, the speed modules are taking up almost all of the red circuits. Interestingly enough, the way this is set up, it's kind of self-limiting. Not that this is a good way to do this, or that it should be used at all, but it will, once these speed modules reach all the way around here, and get to here, these machines won't be able to produce anymore because there'll be nowhere to put the product, and the red circles will just bypass them completely. So, you know, it will balance itself out, just a much slower, much lower science rate production. That said, I think we can... God, we're going to have to... Well, if you look at the amount of red circuits we have going through here, we need to at least... Well, sometimes even a small increase in production fixes everything. In this case here, you see just there a burst of circuits got by, which is curious to me. So maybe just a small increase in production on the red circuits will fix our throughput problems there. I don't think it will, but we can always try. It's not going to hurt anything to give it a shot. What happened to our green circuit production? Why did it die off? I see. This is the problem I knew we'd run into. So we're not getting fed a full line of copper anymore, or rather the copper machines aren't loaded up anymore on that side, thus they aren't producing the same amount. Okay, so this was just a stopgap measure anyway. Okay, that's... Copper is going to be a problem. How much is left in that little copper field that we have? 353k. Not a lot. Not a lot. We need that artillery research done sooner rather than later. Hey, robots, what are you doing? Add a few more machines to this. See if that helps at all. It may just, I don't know, worsen the problem. Oh, look, there's some half-assembled turrets down there. Or half-disassembled, I should say. There's a slight increase in red circuits. There is one more thing we can do to speed these machines up. I'd really rather not do it at all, if necessary, for this small little factory here, but if we have to, we have to. I don't think it's going to come down to that. Our green circuits are becoming a problem. For sure. So like red and green science, 24, 25 a minute, fine. Yellow science, 21 a minute. Fine. Note that that's with a saturated belt, artificially saturated. Blue science at 18 a minute, so I need to bring up the output of blue science, maybe a titty touch. Yeah, we might have to do that. And there's purple science. While inconsistent, is still fine-ish. They're all jumping around right in the same area, which is what I like to see. Again, not ideal, but It's better than kind of just a random assortment. Okay. Thankfully, our power situation is looking fantastic. That is going to last for a very long time. Uh-oh, we're losing turrets left and right here. Let's go ahead and look at the biter evolution here. 0.8. So they are 80% to being fully evolved. So this is almost their max tier. And you'll notice that time and pollution are the two biggest contributors to that. So I could have killed a lot more spawners. Who's to know? I didn't actually know, I knew that spawners contributed a lot to it. I didn't know how much they contributed to it. We need to add one minor thing to the mall, which is explosives. Actually, we're probably not going to add it to the mall. We're probably going to throw it in that hodgepodge over there next to the oil production, because it does require an oil product. Where the friggin' fark are explosives? Okay. We're going to make this way 100 times worse than it is. 100 times worse than it is. Alright, here we go. Sulfur. Sulfur's there. Okay. So, sorry, an aside here. We need... This plant's gonna produce explosives. Okay. Now we gotta get water to it. How do I get water to it? Oh boy. On the plus side, my defenses have held pretty freaking well. All things considered. I mean, I haven't had to rebuild... Well, I mean, I have had to rebuild defenses. But I mean, it hasn't been like a catastrophic failure quite yet. I mean, we really haven't had much destroyed by biters. So, I mean, that's I can pat myself on the back for that, right? I mean, that's my fault. I did that well, so we don't have to worry about it, right? Right? You guys shut up. Let me have this, okay? The one thing that I did right. Okay, is that correct? Are you getting water? Yes, you got water. You got all your shit that you need for that crap. Fuck me. Okay, that. And then we'll put him a passive provider chest. Do I have one of those? Fuck, I do. That's... Wow, nice. Passive provider chest. Okay. That's explosives done. That was the thing that I was worried about doing. We have explosives. Why would I want explosives? Well, if we look at our artillery cannon, the artillery shells require a shit ton of explosives and explosive cannon shells. The radar is kind of, it's a don't worry about that. It's fucking easy. But it requires these explosives. That's the only oil products it requires. The explosive cannon shell itself is not a trivial thing. It requires plastic and steel plates. Well, I guess plastics being another oil product, but that's something we have on the bus and not something I'm too terribly worried about. So, those shells are fairly spendy, but, kind of worth it. Kind of worth it once you see them up, which doesn't look like it's going to be this episode. Okie dokie. Logistic systems are finished, which give me access to these different kinds of chests. Active provider chest, requester chest, and buffer chest. Essentially, active provider chest push items out of the chest. It doesn't keep anything in them, just sends them straight to the network to be put into other chests. Requester chests request things, obviously, and buffer chests, they buffer stuff, so it puts it in between certain things that are needed if the bot needs to do stuff, It's not very complicated, but it seems like it is. Certain scenarios require different chests. But before we get on to that, you'll notice I've got a little assembly thing here, and this would require, normally these shells, these explosive cannon shells, would require bringing explosives, plastics, and steel plate to this one machine. Now, you would have to pull all those off the bus, and it would be a big problem. Well, it wouldn't be a big problem. It'd just be tedious, right? Now, with requester chests, if I can grab one here. Matter of fact, we'll grab like 6 of them. We'll slap down one of these. I already put a chest here, and it's got all those things in it. You can see right here, it's got plastic, steel, explosives in it. We just throw down this requester chest over the top of that, and we can make it request things like plastic, steel, and explosives. Now, if I have all those things in provider chests sitting around the map, say I've got explosives here in a provider chest, and I just happen to pull iron and plastics off the bus into requester chests right here, the bots will keep that full. So now this chest will always have a certain amount, whatever amount that I set here, of that product in it. Now this is a much better way, or easier way I should say, to build stuff. You get access to it way late game though. So I'm going to continue researching artillery. You get access to it way late game, and this is what you build your mall out of, is these things here, these requester chests. Because you see what I've done here, and this is only for 5 items. It took me this much belting and splitting and miscellaneous bullshit just to get 5 items. I can simplify this down to just a few machines and a few chests. I'm not going to do that right now because we're out of time, guys. Thank you for watching. Oh, I also put some speed module 2s into my, or speed module, 2s into my plastic machines because I kind of roped myself into a corner here producing plastic and I need more of it. So, that's the thing. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I love you much, and I will see you in the next episode.